morning. It's 7 a.m. and we are at the airport. We're heading to Alicante to visit Clínica Tambre. So Clínica Tambre has two locations, one in Madrid and a second new one in Alicante. Apparently it's beautiful, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Let's go. So we made it. The driver was really lovely, so let's go find the door. We're just right next to the port. It's an amazing location that leaves you central while still giving you quite a lot of privacy. It looks incredible. I mean, the design from the outside really takes the breath away. So, let's open the door. I was welcomed by a lovely receptionist. We gathered all my information as this was my first visit. And then I got to sit down and enjoy the lovely waiting area. This is where the design decisions are really starting to come through. It is such a beautiful, well thought through waiting room with a little coffee, tea nook, and it doesn't really feel like a fertility clinic or anything medical. You just get to sit surrounded by plants, and it is really, really lovely. A neat thing about Clínica Tambre is their little identity cards. So they are a card with your name that triggers your file whenever scanned, so you don't have to carry your paper documents with you. Now let's start our tour and see the downstairs. So first, after the waiting room, we have consultation rooms that are being used more for the patient coordinator consultations. You can notice that everywhere you look there are wonderful paintings. The design has been really well tied by the art and the plants. The key bit of design here is also the staircase. We'll explore that later. Now let's head down to see where medical consultations are. There are a couple of very private consultation rooms where you would have your medical consultation, and they're surrounded by private waiting rooms. Now it's time for my patient coordinator consultation with Natasha, who I've been in touch back and forth before coming into Clínica Tambre, and now we got to meet in person and talk through my case in depth. She was so lovely and caring, and she would be with me all throughout my treatment anytime I visit Clínica Tambre. Now let's ask her a question. Natasha, I heard your patient compass. Could you tell me, when do you stop being just patient coordinator and become emotional support?
For me, it starts from the first communication with the patient and will remain throughout the entire journey. It's important to be aware that this is a very challenging and emotional journey for patients. So every step of the way is where the personalised approach and emotional support comes for the patient. Even so, after they've had their treatment, I still get many patients that will contact me to tell me about their journey, photos of their baby. So it never stops. It's a continuation.
Now it's time for my medical consultation with Dr. Abraham Zavala. Let's go. Dr. Abraham is one of Clínica Tambre's experienced fertility specialists. He has a lot of expertise in multiple implantation failures and working with more complex cases, such as working with couples who have had unsuccessful IVF treatments in the past. He provided me with very detailed explanation of the process, of my own health based on my test results, and then we moved on to the ultrasound.
The gel might be a bit cold, all right?
He was incredibly gentle and explained everything that we were seeing on the ultrasound.
What would you like patients to understand about IVF before coming to Clínica Tambre?
That's a great question, because I think patients need to know that, first of all, that there's hope, that they're going to seek care from a clinic that has a lot of experience, over 45 years experience in fertility. We invest in the latest technologies to try to optimize and improve each patient's individual treatments. And in addition to making every treatment strategy as personalized as possible, our patients are always going to feel like they have somebody next to them throughout their whole journey.
Perfect, thank you.
Now it's time to explore the upstairs. Look how beautiful the staircase is. And now upstairs we have a couple of treatment rooms and also the lab, one of the most important parts of any fertility clinic. So let's explore it, and first we need to get dressed.
Hello, my name is Victoria. I'm an embryologist from Clínica Tambre, and I'm going to show you the laboratory. So welcome to the lab, please. So this is our embryology lab. So this is a small area where we do our admin stuff, but just the basic things, because we prefer work outside the laboratory. Then here we've got one of our incubators. This is our embryoscope incubators. And then we've got two more over here that are the Getty. So these two are the ones that have the time-lapse technology that is really useful for us, because we can observe and monitor the embryos during their development without disturbing them. And also, we are introducing our artificial intelligence tools just to help us to select the best embryo for the transfer. And as an interesting data, we have seen that using the Chloe artificial intelligence, we have seen that the pregnancy rates increased by 10%. So it's quite shocking. Then here we've got our rig, our ICSI rig, where we do our injections and also the trophectoderm biopsy. Here we got one of our hoods. This is mainly for cryopreservation, also for embryo thawings, and it's going to be the hood for the embryo transfer. So you will see the surgery on the other side as well. And then this is our hood that we mainly use for the egg collections. When the patients are coming to the lab, it's going to be the first day where we will look for the eggs. Then we will inject in them, and then we will keep them in our incubators until the next day, just to check the fertilization. So we also have our cryostorage room, where the oocytes and the embryos live once they are frozen. So all the equipment that I'm showing you, it's carefully monitored. So it's 24/7 monitored. So that means that if there is any change on the parameters, it is going to notify us. So we can act quickly, and the embryos are going to be safe at all times, which is the most important thing of our job. So this is the Andrology lab, where we process all the seminal samples. So we normally do the semen analysis there. We also freeze the samples for future treatments, and we also prepare the samples on the day of the egg collection, just to prepare them for before the injection. So it's really important, this lab, because, for instance, we are doing the DNA sperm fragmentation test, just to check which samples have a high DNA fragmentation. So then, during the ICSI, we are going to use some sperm selection techniques to select the best sperm for the microinjection. So for instance, right now we are using the sperm slow media.
Could you tell me, how do embryologists feel when they receive positive pregnancy news from an embryo that they personally worked on?
So we feel really happy and excited when we receive such wonderful news. I mean, especially when it's an embryo that you have taken care of for so many days, and really you realize that the patient got pregnant, for instance, is even more meaningful. But really, when we realize that we have put so much effort and attention on the embryos, and then that helps to people to become parents, I mean, that's amazing.
Now let's take a look at recovery and prep area.
All this corridor gives access from one side to the boxes, and to the other side you have the theaters. So we are going to see one of the boxes that any patient that comes here will use. This is where the patients are when they come for the theaters. You have your own toilet here with some stuff you might need later on. Yes. And this will be your bed and a cabinet so you can leave your stuff. This room is yours for all the length of the procedure while you're here. So as you see, it's not like a typical hospital room. It's more like something more like cozy, yeah? So you feel the warmth, and you don't feel that you're actually coming for a treatment. You're just here like passing by and doing something. Not far from your room, you have the theater. So basically, you will be placed here with the bed, and doctors and nurses and everybody involved will be here. If you are coming for a retrieval, we will be passing these tubes with your eggs to the lab so they can count how many we are retrieving. If you are coming for a transfer, in that screen here behind me, you will be able to see your embryo while they are transferring to the media, so we can put it inside your womb.
Now let's take a look at the room where men leave their sperm samples. It's fully equipped with everything necessary. You have TV, you have a tablet, headphones, you can feel the privacy, and you can also take your partner with you into the room. It was lovely being in sunny Alicante and seeing Clínica Tambre, but it's time to head home.
So we made it back, and what an experience that was. It was definitely the most beautiful clinic I have ever seen. It was just so gorgeous, as you could see, and I believe that they really put so much thought into every single area, every single detail within the clinic, and it shows that patient experience to them isn't just what happens when the patient contacts them or what happens during the consultation. It's also everything around the experience, everything that the patient gets to experience, even if it is things like the surrounding or the music or the recovery area. And that matters as well. And I believe that, for example, the recovery area is incredibly important because that's where you may experience the most stress or you may feel the most vulnerable. So making sure that that space is safe and makes you feel comfortable really impacts the journey and can make or break the experience as well. So I had a pleasure to visit the Alicante branch, but I believe whether you choose Alicante or Madrid, you will have a similar type of experience. They have really great staff, and that includes both patient coordinators as well as the medical team, the embryologists. I had the pleasure of meeting Dr Abraham Zavala, which you could see, and he really left a positive impression on me. And he specializes in low ovarian reserve and multiple implantation failures. So I believe that he will be a great choice for a broad variety of patients. If you believe that he could help you, I do recommend booking a consultation and seeing whether it's a match, as I think personality-wise, he also makes patients feel really at ease, and he feels like one of those safe doctors that won't judge you, that won't push anything that you don't want to do, that will just make you feel comfortable and at home. Putting the design aside, even though it was incredibly breathtaking, from the paintings, music, just Everything felt so well thought through. I believe Clínica Tambre will be a great choice for a broad variety of patients. If you're looking for a very strong medically clinic, recognizable in Spain, one of the top choices with a very high-end experience, streamlined processes, and a clinic that puts high emphasis on the patient experience from different angles, they may be a great choice, and I would recommend booking a consultation to see whether it's a good match for you. If you liked my review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so that more people can read this review and decide whether Clínica Tambre is the right choice for them.